Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SeeWDW Near and Far Podcast, Parks and Socials edition for the week of 8/9/23. I told you, John, he was going to push that door right in as soon as I started this thing, and there he came.
Dogs don't like closed doors. Cats
They
don't.
They don't like closed doors, especially this boy, and he's big enough that you can see him from about anywhere. That's the social aspect of the Bernese Mountain Dog right there for you. All right, John, how did your week in the parks go?
It went well. Ended up going to two different parks. On Sunday, I went over to Hollywood Studios, and it was a nice day at Hollywood Studios. As you can see, I'm walking up. That's Hollywood Boulevard, and then walking up Sunset Boulevard. I decided it was so hot out. It felt like, I was walking on the sun. So just walking from the parking lot to here, I was like, I need to get in the air conditioning. And I thought to myself, I'm going to go on Rock and Roller Coaster, single rider line. Why not? And as I'm going by, it says that the Tower of Terror has an 85-minute wait. And then I went, and then Rock and Roller Coaster said, I think 60-minute wait. So I got in the single rider line, and it didn't really move that much. I was like, this is weird. And, I was actually talking to somebody there. Some guy was buying those. He had a couple of those things that you put into the lightsabers that change the color and stuff. I think he had the white one. I'm not that familiar. Yeah, he had the one for Ahsoka, the white one, I guess, and he was very excited, telling me all about it. I really don't know much about it, but I was talking to him anyway for a while. And, he basically was like, oh, this is the way to go. We'll be right on. And I'm like, I said, well, we do have a ways to go yet. And I told him, you might be on very quickly, or it might take a long time. It depends who's working the line. And it turns out I was right, because it took 54 minutes in single rider line to get on.
Good and gravy.
The person working the line just this has happened to me at Expedition Everest already too. You get somebody working the line and they just don't think about single rider. Maybe they're nervous, maybe they're new, they're not. And then I waited like 20 minutes and I just sat there watching, shaking my head at Everest before they were relieved and somebody else took over, and they'd be like, go, 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 one in single rider on 6, single rider on this, boom, boom, single rider. And they were just moving it, and the line went right through within like 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, they do not train their people consistently for single rider stuff, because I was in the line just watching as barely any single riders ever got chosen, and just confusion all around the line. And I was like, and the guy, we got separated a bit, so he yelled back to me towards the end. He was like, "You're right. We got one that doesn't know what they're doing." I'm like, "Yep, sorry, that's." And then I showed him how long we've been waiting, and I checked the app. It said 45-minute wait for roller coaster. I'm like, I just waited 50 in the single rider line. So Disney is known for doing a not great job all the time. Like, if the right people are on, it's freaking great. If it's not, it's like, I don't know. It can be very stagnant.
Do you think it was someone earning their ears, like a cast member, like a college cast member?
I didn't see the red thing, but again, okay. I don't want to be assumptive or anything, and again, I can't even tell you what I think. So Luke would probably take it down, but there is something consistent that I'm noticing when I see the people that aren't doing it, and then the people who come along and do it very well. I see a difference between the two, and it's not racial. It's something else, but I'm not even.
I
Be
know
a
what
bad,
it is. I know
yeah,
exactly what it is.
I'd be a bad guy to point that out. So
Yeah.
anyway, it said, I'm sitting there in line, and then I checked my app, and it said 20 minutes for Tower of Terror, and I'm like, wow, I really know how to pick the bottlenecks. I, so and then when I finally got off Rock and Roller Coaster, it was um, everybody was in the gift shop with ponchos on. So I guess it was raining, and you could see, when I was outside, this is what it looked like when I went in.
Oh my
And
goodness.
apparently it turned to a thunderstorm. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, I watched as they waited like 10 minutes here. There was a guy in the booth who said, "No cell phones, put it away." And then he said it again. And then they made, eventually the guy walked out with a real smug look on his face, as like, I hate these effing customers, like walking out. And he went over, and I guess he told them put it away or whatever. And I'm like, I know that you're not supposed to do that and all, but my goodness, he was not concerned about the wait. I thought to myself, I've already been here 40 some minutes, and now I got to wait through this thing. And so they also did that too, like that added to the wait, like and then you know what too, when I got near the end, I started talking to a guy in line, and he's like, Disney is just not, they're not doing things the same anymore. And this was a young, maybe like 20-year-old Spanish kid with his girlfriend. And he's like, yeah, he goes, and then I said, yeah, look at him. He said, they look at you like they hate you now. And then I went on the whole thing about cast members. I said, they're called cast members. I said, my wife, you used to work here, and when you're on stage, you're nice to the guests, you're happy, you're pleasant, you're nice. And it doesn't matter if you are or not in real life, because you're playing a role of cast member, you interact and stuff. And then I proceeded to point out to him, there was groups of cast members here, and here, all talking to each other, everybody ignoring the guests, like not even with their back to them, not even. And I'm like, yeah, there's a great example. And then I said, and you see the person taking care of the line. I was like, they looked angry, and I'm like, that's the new Disney for you, you know what I mean? And again, he completely agreed. And I told him I used to work at a gas station, and I didn't like the customers. They were so annoying. But again, it's my job. So what are you going to do? You got to smile and do it. I basically was a cast member. I was like, I don't know why people don't do that anymore. And again, I'm not any better than them. I'd be frustrated too, dealing with the general public. But my God, it's funny that other people are starting to notice. And you could really tell that they don't care if single rider moves or never moves, or who cares, It meant nothing to them. But anyway, I got out of there, and it was raining. It's still raining. I waited a little bit. Everybody wanted my spot, so I stood against the wall in a corner of the gift shop. People would come right at me and be like, basically, they want this spot. And I'm not standing this close to people as they talk loudly in my face. And I'm like, I went out in the rain. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. So it said 25-minute wait for Tower of Terror. It was raining. I was like, well, maybe I can get in pretty quick. And I think I did. Yeah. In the end, I got on the ride within 28 minutes. So, I was in the building within maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. So it worked out good. I got on the Tower of Terror. For some reason, the lights came on above during part of the drop, like really extreme. Like the people are so lit up in front of me. Like in the past, when I would record from the back row, which I like because it doesn't disturb anybody. Like I was all the way in the corner of the back where nobody had to see my light from my phone or anything else. usually these are all silhouettes, just shadows of people where you just see hands and head shapes. In this case, the whole thing just like lit up weirdly. I'm like, that
Hmm.
is just very odd. Like I really don't seeing that before. I hope that's not normal because it is it's not as like look at that. That's the
Yeah,
thing's
that's
not
strange.
open. Yeah, the lights are just really bright, shining. Like yeah, I'll show it to you in real time a little bit better. But yeah, I don't.
I
That
don't
is
think
a.
I've ever seen it like that.
And at first I was like, well, look, going down, you can see the light, see the wall going by, and then they turn it out. Isn't that weird?
It is
I wonder
weird.
wonder if that's a mistake, but that is pretty cool though. Like, look, you can see what you're going by. I should do a slow motion video of that, huh? You're going by the wall. That's close too. Like it makes you think. You don't stick your hand out of there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You're gonna
Yeah,
lose it.
I've honestly never seen that ride with those lights turned on ever.
Yeah, that bright light. And again, I don't mean to record the back of these people, but normally I've actually had videos do great when it's the silhouette of people's hands and their heads, and it's awesome. But that's way too much light. It's like you're shining a light right on top of them, and that doesn't make for a good video. I don't. It is a little interesting because of the you can watching the wall go down is pretty interesting, but I don't know. It was an odd one. So
Huh.
I did that. 28 minutes. It's not bad. There's a little bit of Halloween merchandise going on. I don't really. I didn't look too close at it. Just the normal Halloween stuff. I don't do a lot of buying of that stuff, but I leave that to my wife if she wants anything. But
That's the way with me. My wife is, she sees this type of stuff and she wants to go back down. She starts looking for planes, for plane tickets.
well, by the time I got off, the wait was back up to 60 minutes. So the wait
Well,
was all over the place 85, 20, 25, 60. One of the cast members said that it could be that one of the towers was down, so it doubles the wait,
yeah.
and then it also discourages people. And then when one's back up, the line is shorter and it fills that right in. And it's like that I guess that happens. So.
One of those towers has been down for a while, right?
Well, they've both been going for a long time. They were refurbing one, but they've been, which is one of the reasons that I've been able to get on at a reasonable weight, unless it's starting to break more frequently again. But when one of those towers was down for refurbishment, they don't really tell you that. It's just a long wait. You don't know why.
Hmm.
So, so from there, I walked over and I felt like a little Star Wars. So I went to the Star Tours. Absolutely, positively, zero wait.
Hmm.
I didn't wait for anything. And I know I say it all the time, and I'll say it again. I think this is more Star Wars than most of the Star Wars that I ever see. So again, I like this better than anything I see at Galaxy's Edge. Although I do want to go over there and get a Ronto wrap again soon. I only ever had
Yeah.
that once. I thought it
Did
was
you
good. I was like, man, this is great. I want to have
did you
another.
have the regular or the breakfast one?
No, the regular. I heard breakfast is good too, right?
Breakfast is good. It's like a tradition for me now. The breakfast thing. I get that every time I go there now.
I'm rarely there early though. So do you have to be there in the morning to get it, or?
Yeah, I think they switch over to the regular wrap about, I don't know, about noonish.
Yeah, and that made me sad to see Rex in there
Yeah, yeah. Poor Pee Wee.
since Pee Wee just died. But anyway, rode um, I went live in here, so you can't see it, but I got the beginning with Darth Vader, so I like that one. Like that's always a
Yeah.
good way to start it with Darth Vader. So, and then from there, I basically left. It doesn't seem like I did a lot, but I waited a long time for Rock and Roller Coaster, like way too long, and that makes me very concerned about doing the single rider. It's just not a thing. And I was gonna say my daughter was over visiting friends at the pool at the Coronado Springs. I I always loved that the water pyramid there. Like I think this is one of the cooler pools at Walt Disney World. And look, there's no kids even climbing on that. That's amazing. Every time I go there, there's kids sitting, climbing, walking in front of it. And I told her to get me some video footage. I said, because it's harder for me to go in there. It's like, oh, just an old guy walking around the pool with a camera. It's like, yeah, get out of here. That'd be what I'm thinking. But say this guy's smiling. He doesn't care. A young girl's taking a video of the pool. He's like, yeah,
Uh,
look, it's like, no problem. So it's discrimination. Not justified. If there's going to be a creep, it's probably going to look.
yeah. Yeah. I don't typically do that at the, I do the same thing. Like I don't mess around with the pools and stuff. So,
Well, I try to go on like a cold day. Like if it's a cold day and I end up at Coronado, whether I'm eating there or just visiting, if there's nobody around the pool, I'll go in and try to record it. Just mainly keep it close to the pyramid or something. But I
looks
definitely
like,
don't go around recording stuff because that just gets weird. But
looks like you have a treadmill just like mine. I have one of
yeah,
those.
it actually broke.
Oh
I think
no.
the bearing thing back there broke inside or something.
Uh,
So I have to have it fixed. It lasted a little less than a year, but I'm hard on
oh
treadmills.
wow.
I I use them often, and when I run, it's a boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I do that too. If I run, we have two of them. We have a Soul, which I use, and Amy, my wife, has a what's the big company in exercise equipment.
I don't know,
I
Nordic track.
don't Nordic Track. It's a Nordic Track. One of those, a treadmill. So
I
yeah,
had one of those too. Like this is my third one, and this one broke quicker than any of them. So
no
very
kidding.
disappointed. Like the others
It's
never really broke. They just went and went and went. And the reason I bought the Soul was they said that it's the closest to commercial that you're
yeah,
going to get for a
yeah.
residential price. And I'm like, well, that's all I want. I just want a heavy duty one. I don't care what it does, or as long as it moves, and that's it. I'm like, I don't. It doesn't have to be fancy for me. And hopefully this fixes it. They're going to send me the part for free, but it's over a year, so I got to pay a $59 service call and $99 an hour while a dealer comes to fix it. So
Good
I
gravy.
hope it's worth it because I could put that money towards a new treadmill that won't break. But,
Yeah, yeah.
so I've
I
been
like
running.
mine, by the way. That my treadmill like that. I really like it a lot.
Do you know what yours is? Mine's an F65. I only know because I had to look at the manual.
I'm pretty sure that's what mine is.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty sure. Same thing.
All right, so here's an interesting visit to uh, Universal Studios. We went there because Dudley Do-Rights broke the last time. Just as we walked
Yeah.
in front of it, it went down. It had to be evacuated, and I was like, "Well, we got to come back and do it again. It's all right." And but my daughter is getting out of work, so we wanted to meet her first, and I wanted to see the Halloween decorations. So we went over to. We went over to the studio side. I was gonna say, the first thing I did though was I bought my Horror Nights ticket, and I bought Frequent Fear with Express again. So it was like 13 something for my wife and I. I wasn't gonna do it, but it's a good lineup, and man, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever get my money back out of that, but it's I don't like waiting in line with young people carrying on and making noise. So I'm
It's going to cost me with the ticket and the pass, the what do they call the front of the line pass? The
well, like it's Express.
Express. Yeah, it's going to be like $300 to $400 a ticket or something crazy like that, you
Uh,
know. And I mean, all told, everything, the total cost. Or I think it's maybe not that. It's going to be for my daughter and I. We're probably going to have about $500 wrapped up in just that night. So yeah, it's what do you do? I'm visiting from out of town. I want to get everything done. I don't really feel like I have a choice.
yeah,
I
you
don't
could
think
either
I'd
do
get
that,
through it.
or you can wait for Stranger Things, and that's the only one you get in all night.
Yeah, right.
It could be. I don't know. Stranger Things is even more popular now than when it was there a few years ago. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, when it's 110 degrees outside at 5 o'clock, it's a great time to go to Voodoo Donut because there was no line. I didn't, but thought that was interesting. And you know what else I noticed? I got a pass holder email to preview VillainCon. Like I can sign up to preview it. I didn't do it because I've already been on VillainCon, and I'm kind of mad at them because pass holder night that came and went. Like that's like an after hours event just for pass holders with lower crowds. But I was working, so they did it like on a Monday morning. Who's
Yeah.
busy on Monday morning? It's like, well, a lot of people if you have a job. Or I was telling my wife, somebody like her, she's cutting kids' hair and she's a very busy schedule. She could just never go there, I guess. Too bad, because Monday morning at 9 o'clock, let's send them out. It's like, and only have one night, so most pass holders can't get in. It's like you might as well just kick them in the groin,
Yeah.
because they made more people angry than they did happy. But anyway, one thing I noticed, VillainCon had a 15-minute wait, which is
Huh.
very low. That just means it's and I think it was a 60-minute wait for Minion Mayhem, the old ride across the um, walkway from it. So take that what you will. I guess people are already not bored of it, don't care, whatever. I would say that's not a great thing when it's 15 minutes, the brand new ride, and the old ride is still 60-minute wait. People just standing there in the unbelievable heat, dripping sweat, waiting to go in it. I'm like,
It's
I
not a
don't
good
know.
sign at all. I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of negativity around it with the people out in social media land. I
Mhm.
personally think it looks kind of cool and looks fun, and I thought
I
kids
like
would
it.
really enjoy it. But I get it. Like, I understand why there's the negativity. Like, you shut a ride down or an attraction, not a ride, an attraction that is kind of iconic with a lot of people's youth, and you open this thing up, and like I said, I kind of get it. Maybe people were expecting something else or something
That is
more.
that is funny. This has a lower weight than Shrek usually did.
Yeah, yeah.
That is. I didn't even think of that part. It's like, yeah, you're right.
I mean,
I,
Shrek was iconic. It was how many generations of kids saw that,
the, the pre-show was pretty fun, like the
yeah,
torture chamber, and
yeah.
I did see the movie not recently, but within like the past couple of years, and it was better than I remember. It's not great, but it was nice to see Shrek, So, but anyway, yeah, I don't know about that one, and so I walked around here and just got a look at some of the scare zones. I guess they're all based on um, the same guy. What's his
Yeah,
name? Doctor
Doctor
something.
something or another. And
Yeah.
this is about a 60s concert and that gets invaded by
Well,
vampires, right?
yeah. I guess each scare zone involves the icon this year. There's a backstory to tie him to every scare zone over, and they're all different time periods too. But somehow he's tied to all of them.
Is it Dr. Oddfellow or something
Yeah,
like
that's what
that?
it is. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Or Professor Oddfellow,
Maybe
Doctor
Professor
something. I
something.
don't know. But anyway, they got the hippie bus there. Um, they have some signage up. Summer Music Fest '69, and then my daughter, we were walking towards Men in Black by the Amityville bathrooms back there, or yeah, Amity. It's not Amityville, but it's Amity. But she finally got one of the potatoes, the jacket potatoes. You can get these filled with all kinds of toppings and this and that, but a plain one I think is like $7.99. It's a nice though, like a nice baked potato. That'll fill you up, like that's a good, like as far as I'm concerned, if I could have a baked potato or fries, I like the baked potato. And I did have a bite. Man, that was good.
Hmm.
Very good uh, food, so that is a cool idea. Remember, you can get a jacket potato with all kinds of stuff in there, or you could just get a plain potato for I think $6.99. But that was a good one. So while she ate a potato, we went on Men in Black, and no wait at all with the express pass after 4, and that was fun. I really do enjoy it. I used my Instago 360 to record the whole thing right on my hat, and that video doesn't look bad too. I think I'm going to put it up on YouTube. I put some of it up on TikTok.
I saw
I
it.
like that though. So
I
from there,
enjoy that ride. That's a good ride. It's underrated, you know.
I think so too. I think it's much better than like the Disney stuff because there's so much to see. There's aliens behind windows, behind glass, popping out of cars. There's an alien lifting up pots, and there's little aliens underneath, and there's so much. Every time I ride it, I'm like, if you look somewhere different, it's just really good. Again, I think it holds up. I think it's still a top notch ride.
Yeah.
I don't care who Will Smith slaps. He's still a good guy too. Anyway, I was walking by and we were going through the Simpsons area and I saw Bumblebee Man's taco truck and I was like, there was nobody there. I was like, oh, I love those tacos. I want to get that. Well, they're now down to 2 tacos. And if you look at that, I don't even know what that is. It's like cilantro or something or some. Look at all
Looks
those.
like spinach. Looks like spinach.
I don't think it was, but gigantic chunks of onion and some meat and a little bit of that. There's no cheese, there's no lettuce, there's no salsa. Like they do give you salsa for the
For the chips.
chips, but I'm like, I could have sworn when I got these tacos before, I've always been one to say, I really do. It's one of my favorite foods at that park, and Universal's not known for their great food. And I'm like, I love Bumblebee Man's taco truck. I no longer am going to be saying that, so it sucks. But because I have a lot of good memories of eating these. Like I would sit in front of The Simpsons, Horror Nights would be going on, people getting chased by chainsaws, and I'm enjoying my tacos and very good times. But
What was it before? What did it look like?
well, it didn't have any of these onions. It had some type of salsa where there's probably a little bit of onion chopped up in it, tomato, onion, other stuff chopped up, and cheese, lettuce, meat. It's like now it's literally whatever the green stuff is, which doesn't seem normal. Like that's not spinach either. Look how thick that stem is. It's like it's something, and giant chunks of onion and just chicken. And
Mm.
again, I ate it because, and I didn't hate it or anything, but I'm like, man, I used to love these tacos. And now Chipotle is opening up right down the street from me. I'll just wait on the way home and order it on my app and pick up great Mexican food on the way home because this is not it anymore. So disappointing for me. Like I said, I really did love those things, and they're gone now. But this is from another scare zone. I guess they're doing something with bats. I can no longer zoom in. We're on that now. All right. Yeah. This may
Now they're gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say
Amazon's
now they're
gonna have to charge me extra.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh,
Totally
Amazon.
whitened your screen out. There we go.
So anyway, I did look at some of the scare zones, and that particular one had bats, a big airplane that crashed down. That's a pretty cool prop. Like you can see, it's like a real back of a plane. I don't know what this one's gonna be, but I thought that was pretty cool. We stopped in and looked at the merchandise for Horror Nights. My wife got that shirt, and I got a what do you call it? A Stranger Things hat, which is right here. I'm wearing it. And I did that because my daughter and her friend were there, and they're both team members, so I got a good discount on that. I got a discount on the tacos too. Not a lot, maybe like a couple dollars, but luckily I didn't pay full price. So yeah, that's my daughter and her friend Junie. He got a Stranger Things hat too. Yeah, we went into the tribute store one more time then too, since it's going away for Horror Nights. They're gonna probably in the couple weeks gonna have to close that down and get ready for Horror Nights. So from there, I parted ways. My daughter went home, and my wife and I said, "All right, we're gonna go get Dudley Do-Rights now." I had everything set up. I said, "You put this on your hat. I'm gonna sit behind you. When we go, I'm gonna start the camera, hit it in your hat as we're moving. Just enjoy the ride." I said, "You don't have to do anything. I want you to do that. I'm gonna sneak my phone out and I'll get my smaller amounts whenever I can." And we went up. We got in line for Dudley Do-Right. We walked over. I was looking up at all this drips coming down. This is dripping right into the line. And then we heard the announcement that the technicians say that the ride cannot continue. Wait in your car to be evacuated. And we were like, well, and I just paid $4 for a locker to put all of our stuff that we didn't want to get soaked. I had everything set up. Like we were completely when we were at the locker, I'm like, all right, what do I need? Let's get it all sorted out now, and then we can go over and smooth. So that didn't work. So we already had the locker. So I was like, well, let's go over and ride the Jurassic River. And we did that. And they were only filling one boat. So one boat is empty and they're filling one. And as the crowd is building up, and I'm like, I don't know why that is. They must have been short staffed or something, but it was another one where I'm shaking my head. I'm like, man, I'm having bad luck. It's not just Disney. I'm having bad luck at Universal lately too. I recorded that whole thing with my new Insta360 Go as well. I had it on my hat and just held my hat up since I was at the front. It recorded the whole thing, so I didn't have to hear anything about that. We walked back by here and it was still dry and shut down. And so we went over to ride Popeye. And I really enjoyed this trip on Papa. We got absolutely soaked, but I really did. For some reason, right across from me, they did not put anybody. See how this seat is empty here, like 2 seats? And I'm like, well, that's perfect. I can point my camera that way and get some good video without, I hate recording. The last time I went on this, I didn't get a lot because there were people there, and here I can get some good clips and without people because there's nobody sitting next to me. So I got some good stuff, and it was a worthwhile. The thing with Popeye is you always see stuff you didn't see before because you don't know which way you're going to see. You're spinning in a circle, so you might see something and you might not. Yeah, yeah, there's one of the things that gets you every time. I made sure to point the camera right at it. It's funny, the girls who were sitting next to me, they said, Mister. They said, your camera's gonna get wet. It's gonna get ruined. And I was like, oh, I know. Thank you, though. They were trying to be nice. Like they thought I was some dumb old guy who's gonna get their camera wrecked and go, oh no, why didn't somebody tell me I wrecked my phone? So I thought that was nice. So
Yeah,
it,
at
it
least they
made
were
me
nice.
smile. I'm like, yeah, they're helping the old confused guy out to point out that my camera's going to get ruined. So like I said, I thought that was sweet. And again, I got a few cool ones. Like this was a cool little clip. I was hoping it would have popped out right there, right at me. That's all right. I noticed more about this part too with the octopus. Like all the characters are there. Even Sweet Pea is up on a tentacle. I don't think you'll see him here. Yeah, there he is. He's Sweet Pea is on a tentacle too. So it's got Popeye and Sweet Pea, and the octopus has them all. Like again, you go by that quick, and you don't know which way you're spinning. So it's really hard to see all this stuff. So
Hmm.
anyway, I thought that was fun. We went over. They still did not open Dudley Do Rights. And I really wish that they would have opened Dudley Do Rights because it was starting to get, it was starting to get nice skies, like you can see, like the sun was going down. It was starting to get that beautiful sky. I was like, this would be great for Dudley Do Rights, or like Velocicoaster, but the wait, you'd never get on in time for Velocicoaster. That's got to be luck. Anyway, I told my wife, I was like, well, can we at least do High in the Sky trolley train ride? Because, we didn't get to do anything else. And we did. And I waited for the front row. And look how pretty the sky was. And it didn't stop the whole time, which is rare. A lot of times it will stop at a certain point and just sit. It went the whole time perfectly smooth, and I was like, the sky was beautiful. I was like, all right, that was a good one too. Yeah, here
Hmm.
you can say like the little bit of that sunset yellowy orange sky coming through to give it a unique view. So I got that one, and then as we were leaving, um, we walked past a message board, and it said Dudley Do Right, 85-minute wait.
Oh,
And then I said, well, we could do it. Dudley Do Right in the dark. And my wife was like, she's been working a lot lately. One of the employees there quit. She's filling in more. She's working like every day. And I'm like, all right, we'll come back again and try it again, because I wanted to go over, but by the time we would have got on, it would have been dark. And if they handed out a huge amount of express tickets too. So even express probably would have been a wait at that point because they had to, hand them out to people. So, but yeah, here's a picture from the Jurassic Park ride. Now this is a picture from my Instago 360. It's
hmm.
not bad.
Yeah.
It's not the highest quality, but it works. So then we left from there, and that is about it for the parks for the week. I'm gonna have to go back again for the third try. So
Yep, try it again. Don't tell them. They probably knew. It's because you went over to Universal Florida to the studios, and they knew you came in, and they were like, "There he is."
That's what I said. I said if I would have went right over, I could have got it. But
yeah, you would have snuck right on there. Man, you even got in there. You even got in there, and they evacuated you. That's crazy.
We waited in line for like 30 seconds, and they were like, "The technicians cannot have assessed that this ride cannot continue. Wait in your car to be evacuated. Wait in the boat." I'm like, oh.
Well, third time's a charm, I guess, John.
Hey, I wouldn't mind being evacuated. That would be pretty cool because I would be one of the few nitwits that actually has a camera to take video while I'm being
that no one even knew about.
Most people don't bring anything on that ride because you'd be crazy. You're going to get soaked, you know?
Yeah.
But
all right, John, how did your social media go for the week?
It's been going good. I have I'm up to 128,000 on TikTok, which that's a cool thing. 128,300, 5.2 million likes. We talked about before, the numbers have been low and not bad, but low for me considering I had all those millions and hundreds of thousands. And then I did a Splash Mountain one, and that one started clicking again. It's my first one in a while that started going up, and I'm at 427,000 now. And yeah, that's weird. I thought I deleted this particular one because it said that it didn't qualify for the bonus program, but they said it was unoriginal content. I wonder if it's because I posted it twice by mistake, maybe.
Maybe.
I thought I posted it. It wasn't there. I posted it again, and now I see I deleted one, and now they said it's still here. I don't know, but it's in the wrong spot though too. Well, never mind. I have no idea. I think this is just not correct because I actually put Men in Black on here. Oh yeah, there's Men in Black. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, I'm at 128,000, 5.2 million likes. Splash Mountain has been helping with bonus, adding a little bit to the bonus. With Instagram, I wanted to mention nothing happened with my one, but my yeah, it probably blanked out there for a second.
Yeah,
I was going to say nothing happened with my Disney, but my Universal they approved me for ads on Reels for my Universal page, and if it's anything like Facebook, it started out on Facebook where you can't do it if you use any music, and then all of a sudden they added recently. Now you can use music too, and it qualifies. So I probably made about $20 on my Instagram one so far. But considering I've been making absolutely nothing for so long, I'm like, I like that. It's something. It's if you make any amount of money at all, it turns it into a business, which means things like my horror tickets are definitely tax deductible expenses that I need to go there to get content to make my small amounts of ads on Reels. It's like It's not a smart business idea, but it is a business, right? If you're making money,
sure is.
Spend money to make money.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm up to 130,000 on my Disney page. I don't know if this is going to let me do this. It might blank everything out again, but I guess we'll see if it works. My Universal is up to 139,000. which that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's growing. I guess my new goal would be 150,000 would be nice. Sure, it'll mean nothing. I won't get any. No one's going to give me anything or whatever. But actually, I did have a place that does Disney scents and posters and stuff ask me if I would do a post if they sent me free stuff. And my initial thought was, no, I won't. And then my wife was like, I want that stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it then. I'll do a post and a story with a link, and I do like the stuff, like their posters are cool. They do a lot of attraction posters, and they do scents from the rides that go into like a Mickey thing where the vapor comes out. So you mix oil with the vapor. So I'll take some free stuff. It's a good start, It's again, my wife was happy to hear that. She's like, I would take that. Yeah. She's like, go ahead and do it. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. I always turn everything down. I'm always like, nah.
That's a pretty good one, though, like, especially for our age group,
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good synergy to your, to your brand.
What I was going to do, I thought to myself, I don't know what she's going to, or it's a couple, but what they're going to send me. If they send me Pirates or Flight of Passage, like the smell, whatever they send me, I'm going to do a post of basically zooming in, like seeing the Mickey thing with the steam, and then having something like zoom in on it to make a cut scene where you go right to the ride, like the smell, and then say something like, let the smell bring you back, something like that. Just something fun. I know it's corny, but
no, not at all. That's very cool.
And I thought that would be fun then, I was like, yeah, I could do that. That would be cool. So
see, I think that mixes really well. Like, you're all about, helping people remember, and really a scent is tied directly to memory. That's why these candles and these scents and things like this, they are tied directly to your memories of the parks. I think it's great. So it's good partnership for you.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. And again, I went to their shop and I looked at it, and I actually like their stuff, like I really do. So I wouldn't do it if I didn't think that. And again, I don't think they're going to send me any, but their posters are only like $4. And I said, I really like that too. They're all ride related. I love ride related posters, and I guess they make them all themselves, like custom,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, I guess that's about it. Nothing else exciting going on.
All right, John. Well, where can they find you online?
You can find me at SeeWDW on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, C.UO on Instagram and Facebook.
All right. And you can find me at The Giant Rat, THEE Giant Rat, on all the socials. And that should do it for this one. We will see you on the next one.